Hi guys, good afternoon and welcome to Money Control. I'm Karunya. With me is Manisha Gupta and we're back to give you a commodities update. And today all eyes on oil prices. Continues to trade well below that $100 per barrel mark, whether it's Brent or whether it's the crude oil prices. Talk to us about what's the trigger.
Well, yes, a very sharp decline really, because last month was a 7% cut in the month of July, and 7% down is what we've seen overnight.
Yeah.
So the beginning of August itself has been on the weaker side, and after 2 monthly declines, we've started another month on a weaker note. And as you said, yes, 92 or 93 for the US crude prices and 99 just about holding for the Brent prices there. The decline comes in on the back of the fact that the supply situation really seems to be getting better now. Yet another tranche of the US oil reserves will happen in this month and then next as well, and it ends in October. More importantly, Libya, which has been looking at supply concerns, there also it seems to be stabilizing. 1.2 million barrels per day is where they have come, and that, by the way, is a 50% increase on a week-on-week basis. So we are looking at supply situation getting better. The inventories seem to be building a bit as well, but look at the factory data, the manufacturing numbers that we've seen from US and Europe and Asia, all of that on the weaker side, and the recessionary fears that the world is dealing with right now. And even on a day when the dollar index is trading at a 4-week close, and many of the dollar denominated commodities should have done better, that clearly is not the case for crude.
Oil is not. Tomorrow is that OPEC plus meet as well. So what will be the key things on agenda this time around, and what should investors and people like us be watching out for?
So, I'm absolutely going to miss Mohammed Barkindo on this meeting. This, after many years of he being chairing the OPEC and allies meeting, but you have another strong head coming in on for this. You have Al Ghais coming in to chair this meeting, and he already has been speaking to media quite openly about the importance of Russia and the fact that it is not only with OPEC that you will need to look at, because many of these OPEC members already are producing to their capacity. How much more than can they produce? But Karunya, the September meeting is really important. This meeting is very important because, one, it will tell you about what can you expect in September, and September also marks the end of this agreement between OPEC and allies.
Okay.
So whether or not this agreement will continue, will it continue with Russia, without Russia, there is just so much that you can expect from this meeting. So ahead of that, no surprises that you have seen the crude prices so jittery.
Yesterday we were on the same show talking about how the rupee has recovered, how the dollar index continues to be weak, and Lata Venkatesh had pointed that crude oil will be a big monitorable going forward to forecast how things will pan out, because according to her, the dollar index may once again rebound from these lows. It's just a minor temporary relief of sorts. What's your understanding, and how could the trends pan out indeed for crude prices, and what are the kind of levels and events we should track?
So for crude prices, it does look like that you are in for some more slide down from here. On the charts, yes, it could look a bit oversold because we've seen $139 of a high in the month of March. So from those kind of levels, we are trading at around 98, 99 right now. In the current scheme of things, would you want to go short at these levels? Maybe not, because we haven't seen 90 break for a very long time right now. We started in 70s, late 70s, that is. We started this year with 78, but we haven't seen those kind of levels being tested yet again. Yes, there are a lot of reports that by the end of this year, the last quarter might be looking at those figures yet again, but not right now. You wouldn't want to go to those levels, especially when you're looking at that pending demand coming in. Any day when China comes out with a stimulus or that demand comes back, you will see prices rise back yet again. You also have a hurricane season with 8 to 10 named hurricanes expected anytime between the months of October and November. So these are some of the things that will not let market go too short onto this. I'm assuming $85 a barrel would be a very strong support on the lower side, which is $7 to $8 down from here. Depending if we continue to see weak data coming in, then yes, the crude prices are going there. But are they going much lower from there? Does not look like.
I have a very basic Aam Aadmi type question, because if crude oil prices are rising, that's a different kind of concern. Markets get very jittery, and we've seen what happened in the last few months. But when they're also on a retreat mode or on a downslide, then there are different concerns as well. So what should we be happy with, or should we just stop hoping for any improvement?
I think what you want to look at is a balance, which rarely actually is a scenario that comes in, and we've seen that from since 2019, 2020. You have forgotten that what that life was. Every day is jitteriness, edgy, as you go from one day to another. But I'm assuming 85 is not so bad. I wouldn't feel so bad when it comes to a 115 or 120 as well. Within this range, I think the market has learned to live.